Thanks for joining us. Tomorrow, the City Council will vote on a final approval for a tax increment reinvestment zone, also known as a TIERS, as part of the proposed Bohemian Colony Project. Now, TIERS collects tax revenue on property improvements and reuses the added money within that zone. Now, this TIERS is slated for the development, slated for West Side on Crosstown Expressway between SPID and Greenwood. However, the TIERS attached to this project is unlike others in the city that has raised some concerns. Greg Chandler has more on that.
Those concerns were voiced in a social media post by former City Councilman David Loeb. He's concerned the TIERS reimburses the developer for streets and utilities built for the project, work normally paid for by developers.
The development codes say, you've got to build your own streets inside your development. You've got to build your own utilities inside development.
The city currently gets about $13,000 a year from the land's property taxes. If improvements are made, the values will go up. But under the proposed TIERS for the next 20 years, 75% of the property taxes on those improvements will go back into the development. That money will serve as a reimbursement for streets and utilities.
The development does not develop and capture that increment as planned, then the developer doesn't get reimbursed.
The Regional Economic Development Corporation vetted the developer, Roberto Santos Williams, and feels he does have the proper experience and funding for the project. However, the 450,000 square foot retail aspect of the project also has Loeb concerned.
There aren't tenants out there for 450,000 square foot shopping centers.
Some city leaders feel retail should be built first to create a sales tax base.
There's no risk by the city.
But District 2 City Councilman Roland Barrera disagrees.
Retail would bring in sales tax. However, ad valorem is ad valorem, and the majority of the ad valorem comes in from the residential component of it.
This TIERS would be the city's first involving a single developer on a primarily residential project.
It's not uncommon around the country, it's never been done here.
Loeb worries about the precedent this TIERS would set and what it would mean for the city's tax base.
If you kind of keep cutting places out, then eventually you've got a smaller and smaller group of people that are paying for everybody's improvements.
Now, the city's contribution to the TIERS is capped at $9 million, meaning that once that number is hit, any additional tax revenue growth would go to the city. Loeb says he'd like to see the city adopt an affordable housing incentive available to everyone, anywhere here in Corpus Christi.